Good day, my name is Asim. I am from Uplatz. Today's session is on SAP UI5 Framework Fundamentals. So the SAP UI5 framework consists of, it is basically a framework, and let me show you the PPT related to the framework. So the framework SAP UI5 framework basically consists of the design time components and the runtime components. And what is a framework? Framework is a collection of libraries. Each library is a collection of classes, and each class is a collection of attributes, properties, methods, behaviors, and events along with association. So this is a framework, and which is on open standards. So this framework is consists of design time component and the runtime components. So the design time components consist of the control part and the core part. The control part consists of the UI table, M table, the SAP UI layout, and the SAP UI comp. The core components consist of the SAP UI core and the SAP UI SAP UI.unified. The runtime components consist of the renderer. Now let us create a very simple example based on which just uses the index.html. So we will create a example using index.html. We will not use a model view control structure. So let me start my local web IDE. I go here. I click on workspace. I create a new folder, and to the folder I give example. I give it as my SAP UI5. This name I give to this example. I say okay. Right click on this. I say new file index.html. I say okay. In this index.html, I declare a simple HTML page. So HTML, open, close. In this HTML, I declare the script. I say src equal to, I will declare the core file here. So I say https sap.ui5. It's not .ui5, it is sap.ui5 dot hana dot on demand .com slash resources slash SAP UI core .js. Now, in this, we also declare other libraries. So I say data hyphen SAP hyphen UI hyphen libs libs equals sap.m. Then I say data -SAP -UI -theme is equal to, this is the SAP UI5 theme which I'm going to use, and we say SAP underscore blue crystal. Now close the script tag. After the closing of script tag, we declare a button. Let us declare a button. Say var a underscore equal to new sap.m. Button. In this, give an ID. As a text. Please let me say press function alert. I say welcome to Wi-Fi. And next we create a content. So we will create a body. Class equals SAP body. And I say I close the body tag. This I give a div. In the div ID equal to content. And is closed. And one more thing is pending. The script is under the head. So we will have to write the head over here. the HTML tag. So we are ready with an example wherein we have created a button and we want to show an alert on the button. We don't have any model view control structure here. So we will run this. Just giving an error, perhaps. Let's check debug this and check the error. Okay. Let us restart web ID and check once more. Now this should work. One more thing we missed out is we need to place this at a content. So I say a dot a underscore dot is set, and I pass the so the button is rendered on the screen using a renderer. The code libraries, all the required libraries are loaded, and it is running. It is running via this whole application is running via index.html. I click on this, it gives an alert. Welcome to UI5. So in this in this current part, we have learned how to create a application in Fiori or UI5 using the index.html. Now I will explain to you what is a model view control structure. We So in this PPT, we will be able to see what is a model view control kind of a structure. And then I will proceed with converting the same application into a MVC kind of a structure, wherein we will add the view and controller files and run the application. So the UI5 framework, so the MVC framework basically consists of the view, the controller, and the model. So the in many of our times we have applications which involve user interfaces screens, and it is not an SAP proprietary and used across globe by developers. So what happens is, on the view side, we are able to visualize or see whatever is present on the screen. On the controller part, it is basically the logic. Okay, whatever business logic has to be processed is done on the controller part, and the model does the part of storing the data of coming from the backend, or you can say saving the data locally into basically does the part of saving the data, or the no, or keeping the data with itself. The process of connecting our view to model is called as the data binding process. So you can say the process of viewing data from model into view without using controller is called as the data binding process. Now, so what happens is, in this application structure, we will have the index.html. The index.html will first create a view, object of the view. Then next is the view returns the address of the controller. Then UI5 creates the object of the controller class, and SAP UI5 then passes the object of the controller to create content method of our view. So it may sound a little complicated initially, but what I will do is I will show you with an example. So I have this example, my SAP UI5. This example I will be converting into model view control. So for doing that, first I will have to create a resource root. So I say data SAP UI resource roots equals web app underscore colon, and here I give the default path. So the MVC will now be created and in the web app folder. You can give any name to this folder. I have given it as web app underscore. Now in the script tag, I will create a view. So I say var oview equal to new sap.ui.view. I give the ID. Let me give ID main. Then I give the view name. I say web app underscore dot view dot main. Then I say type of the view is JavaScript view. So type, you can make it as XML also, doesn't matter. Type JS. Now we will place the view in the content. So oview dot place at content. So the first step, create a view object. Okay, this is we are doing the same thing, right? So we have created an object of the view. Now I will create a view folder. So I will create a new folder by the name view, and I also create a new folder by the name controller. In the view folder, I declare a new file called as main.view. This is a JS view, so I say main.view.js. In controller, I right click and say new file main.controller.js. So I have created the view and the controller files. So I say SAP.ui.js view. In this, I give the reference of the web app underscore. So I will have to create a new folder and I give it name as web app. And in this web app, I paste the view and the controller. So in the main.view, I say SAP.ui.js view. In this, I give the ID web app underscore dot view dot main. Then I go for create content. I say function. In this function, I say var ab equal to new sap dot m dot button. Uh, in this button, I will give the id btn1. I give some text. I say please click me. Now I say rest function. And in this rest function, I say alert. I say, welcome to UI5. Let us check the indentation once. So this brace has ended over here. There is a mistake in the indentation. We'll just check that. So one place over here. This function has ended. Then we go for the next place. That is this one. Is also ended. And return the button. So return AB. And get the controller name. I say get controller name. I put a function here. This I pass the. You can pass anything. Let me pass an object called as controller. And in this controller, I say return web app. Controller.main. So the controller has been declared. And so we have declared the view. In the view, we have declared the create content. Just some error. So we have declared the view. So this is the next step. So what happens is we create an object of the view. Now you are returning the address of the controller. So see, I have returned the address of the controller over here. I say web app controller.main. So we have completed till the second step. Now we'll go for the next steps. Now we'll go to the controller. Okay. So let us go to the controller. I say sap.ui.define. I say SAP/UI/core/MVC/controller. So I am defining the controller. Controller has been declared over there. It's been called over there. Now I'm defining the controller. So I say function. You can put anything over here, A, B, C. In this function, you return ABC dot extend. We say web app dot controller dot main. So basically, we have what we have done is we have done this step number 3. UI5 creates an object of the controller class, and the step number 4. SAP UI5 passes the object of the controller to create content method of our view. So basically, we have done all the steps to make this into a model view control structure. We have included view and control. In the next part, I will explain you how to include model or bind the data from the model into this particular application. So the session for today has been it shows how to create a SAP UI5 application using index.html and how to convert it into a model view control based structure. That's all for today. Thank you very much.